All right, so this is the video on the annotated bibliography for your research paper. So let me switch to Canvas. Okay, so very similar to how you did the annotated bibliography for your library tutorial right here. And just FYI, if you want to turn in the same thing, because it's the same topic, feel free to do that. That's kind of why I doubled down on that assignment. Okay, so let's go to this. I'm sure you've already learned this if you've done the tutorial for the library, but an annotated bibliography is just a works cited page, but under each citation would be a paragraph. So I'm going to talk about what that means. So let's look at, okay, so this is kind of a template or an example. So just like you've done before, right, your citation for your source would be here, but now you're going to add kind of some little sentences to make a paragraph that you're going to add to explain more. So for the first part, you're going to talk about how you found the source. So, you know, whether you use the library database or Google Scholar or Wikipedia, and you clicked on one of those little links within it, or maybe you saw something on, you know, YouTube or a podcast, or a news or whatever it might be, right? You're just going to tell the reader how it was that you found this source. And part of the reason why we do that in academia is to help others that are trying to find similar things. It's just a way to provide some background and context. Then you're going to summarize the source, right? A very short summary. This is important. This is the author evaluation. This is where you tell the reader why that author is credible. And this also could be a realization for you that your source itself is not credible. So one example I like to give is I had a student do cars. He was doing like manual transmission versus automatic transmission, and there's really no PhD in, you know, I don't know, racing. You could talk to an expert racer like a NASCAR driver, but there are a lot of car enthusiasts who have podcasts, who have YouTube videos, who have forums, and I would consider that a credible source, right? Especially if you're talking to someone about their personal opinion that knows a lot about the subject. Another example would be like, social media, or even like I had a student do a whole thing on the makeup industry and makeup in general. And so there's all these tutorials on YouTube with people that have over 1 million followers, and I would consider the person they're following to be, you know, somewhat of an expert in their field. So that's just an example of how you get a chance to explain, well, this is why this person's credible. And then the last one, which is also very important, is how you are going to be using the source in your paper, why it's relevant. And again, this could also help you if you realize that, oh, I'm not really going to use this source for anything. It might be one that you throw away, right? Okay, so that's just kind of a template you can look to. I've also posted an example from a previous student. So basically, again, and you're going to do, you know, it's going to be formal. So the way that we title the headers in our papers, the title is just annotated bibliography. But like there's citations here, right? And then the paragraph goes right after it, and so on and so forth. So you can kind of use that as a guide if you need to. And then just make sure that you have at least 5 sources in your annotated bib. I've also changed the date. I did have it due on a Monday. I'm going to have it due 2 weeks from now. So basically next week you're going to turn in your research outline, and then the week after, which will be the week of the 6th, you will turn in your annotated bibliography. And then just to go back, because we want to kind of know where we're at. So after that, we're going to do peer review for your research paper, and then it will be due on the 15th, okay? And then I'm going to go more into that in a few weeks and make a video on that just to give you some more context. But that's it. So if you guys have any questions about anything, please do not hesitate to ask me. Of course, I am here for you. All right, I hope you guys have a good day.